Greetings, this is Spec Ops 56 and my faithful cameraman John Doe, and welcome to the first in a new cooking series, Pressure Cooker Meals for Real Men. Now, some of you may remember that I bought a new electric pressure cooker, a Farberware, last year, and I did a unboxing. And I had intended before now to get to doing some cooking videos with it, and I apologize for the delay, just the way things worked out, but we're going to do it today. Before we get to the actual cooking, there is a couple of things I wanted to talk about the pressure cooker itself, things that I liked and didn't like about it. First of all, one of the things I liked about this Farberware is that the sealing gasket inside the lid, it is very easy to remove, clean, and replace. That's very important. When I had the previous one that I had tried, the Tayama pressure cooker, and the first time I tried it, the sealing gasket was not quite so easy to get in and out. The one thing that I did not like about this Farberware had to do with the markings on the lid. The lid has markings on it to show you where to line it up for the to lock and unlock the lid, and it has markings at the pressure valve to show you where it should be to close it and where to open it to let the steam out. Well, here's where the problem comes in. You see, the markings are black on a black background, and with my 61-year-old eyes, that made it nearly impossible to see. So I came up with a real simple fix for that, and that is I took just a simple silver Sharpie, and with my shaky hands, as you can tell, I just marked over them so that they stand out more, and that makes them a lot easier for me to see. So that's my only complaint about the Farberware pressure cooker. They really need to make those markings a contrasting color. So now we will head into the kitchen and begin the cooking process. What we're going to cook today is Hamburger Stroganoff. So let's head on into the kitchen. Okay, here we are in the Spec Ops kitchen, and we're going to be doing Hamburger Stroganoff. Now, those of you that have seen some of my other cooking videos, like my Crock-Pot Meals for Real Men series, you'll know that my recipes are always simple, easy, and tasty. This one is no different. As you can see, this is the Farberware electric pressure cooker that I've got. And here are the ingredients that we're going to be using. 1 bag of egg noodles. This is a 2-pound package of, actually this is almost a 3-pound package of ground chuck. We're going to be using about half of this package. 1.5 pounds, 1 to 1.5 pounds is about enough. And we're going to be using a bag of sweet garden peas. We're going to be using some beef broth, sour cream, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, some fresh mushrooms, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's it for the ingredients. Now what I'm going to do, you can brown the meat in the pressure cooker. I just prefer to do it separately on the stove. And so that's what we're getting ready to do here. We're going to brown the meat. I've got to cut up the mushrooms. Then we'll combine everything into the pot. We're going to do that all off camera. And once we've got it all in the pot, we're ready to set the pot for cooking. We'll come back and show you that. Okay, we're back from browning the meat, and we've combined all the ingredients in the pot. And John, give them a look at what it looks like before it's cooked. Not particularly appetizing, but it gets better. Now, the next thing you want to do, you're going to put the lid on, line up this, which is the unlocked portion here. Turn it so that the lock icon is lined up, and that way you know you got it locked. Then you come over here to the steam release, pressure release valve. Right now it's pointing towards the steam release icon. Turn it so that the valve is closed, otherwise you won't build up any steam. Now you go ahead and plug it in. We want to hit menu to get program number 2. Okay, then we're going to hit time cook because we want to set it for 15 minutes. And then hit start. Now, it takes time. 15 minutes is the cooking time once it has reached its steam pressure that it needs. So it generally takes about anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes for the pressure to build up to the point where it starts to cook. And when that happens, this will change, and it'll give you an indication that it's cooking now. It'll do a countdown timer on the time. So we're going to go ahead and let it do its thing, and once it has finished cooking, then we'll come back and we will release the steam. Now you can let the steam release naturally. If you just let it alone, it will eventually release the steam, but for the sake of time, I'm going to release it manually. We will see that when we come back. Okay, the timer's gone off. It's been a total of 40 minutes. So with the 15-minute cooking time, that means that it was 25 minutes to come up to full pressure. So, you know, that's something you have to add in to your, you know, when you're thinking about how long it's going to take. All right, now it's fully pressurized, and we're going to be releasing the pressure. Before I do that, I'm going to turn it so the pressure release valve is further out here, so I don't have the steam hitting directly on the counters. Okay, now John, if you can kind of move it over here so I can show you this little red button here that sticks up. That sticks up when it's fully pressurized. That shows you that it's pressurized. Now you could let this release the steam naturally just by letting it sit, and it will very slowly release, and when this drops down, then you know it's released. Your lid will stay locked, and you can't open it while it's pressurized.
But you can't see the red button because of this one's in the way.
Well, don't touch that.
Okay.
Okay, but the red button is right there. And this is also your little drip container for the condensation. So you have to check that occasionally and clean it out. Alright, now I'm going to release the pressure manually for the sake of time. And this is something you want to be real careful about. Stand away from it. Use something, utensil, and there you go. You can see why you want to be careful. That steam comes out, and it comes out hot. So you just let it go until it stops hissing and the little red button drops down. And okay, it takes a couple of minutes, but the steam has released. And if you look, you'll see the little red button has dropped down, and that tells you that it has released the steam, and you'll be able to remove the lid, which I'm going to be doing here momentarily. Let's get this turned around. All right, now. And when you open it, you want to open it so that it opens up away from you, because there'll still be steam in there that's going to come out. Okay, just like that. And you do just a quick stir. And John, come on over and take a look, and you'll see what it looks like once it's cooked in the pot. Looks pretty good and smells pretty good. Alright, okay, it's time for the important part, the taste test. That's more than enough for you to taste.
Yep.
And then we need some for the Invisible Woman, who, as you know, is totally invisible, so that you cannot see her. Invisible Woman. And then we have some for the very visible me. You could smell this while it was cooking, and it smelled pretty good. All right, everybody, let's give it a taste, see what we think. I know what I think.
Pretty doggone good.
Tastes good, needs salt, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. Stand a little salt.
Yeah, well, I try not to put too much salt in it, so everybody can salt it to their own taste. Because I figure, the cream and mushroom soup is going to have some salt in it.
Yeah.
And I did put a little dash of salt in it. So yeah, it could probably benefit from a little bit more salt.
But everything is done to perfection.
Yep, the noodles are tender. Everything is just right. It's I call it a success.
I would too.
This is number 1 in the new series, Pressure Cooker Meals for Real Men. And that's going to be it until next time. Hope that you try out this recipe and that it works out for you. And this is Spec Ops 56 and my good friend John and the Invisible Woman, who's world famous for being invisible, saying bon appetit. And we're going to eat lunch.